Cartoon couples. We all have a pair or two that we completely adore. Characters who have gone on fun adventures or who have endured tough times, but have a stronger relationship because of it. And that final result? A beautiful kiss.
And got busy!
Over the last few weeks, I have been trying to make a top 10 list of the best cartoon couples. At first, it was too easy. That's because I included anime and animated movies, and that left a lot to pick from. Way too much, as a matter of fact. So I decided to not include movies or anime. I then made it even harder. They have to be a confirmed couple. No ships. Now listen guys, I know that there are plenty of people who ship characters together and think that they make the perfect pair, but I want this list to be about legitimate couples. Trust me, I'm upset too. I have plenty of characters who I ship and would love to put them on this list. So after excluding movies, anime, and shipped characters, I kind of realize how few good couples there are in cartoon shows. I mean characters who actually benefit from one another, and how they become a better person because of their relationship. So I am going to list off my top 10 best cartoon couples. And real quick, this video is brought to you by Quid, the cool collectors app for iOS and Android. Check out the link in the description, hit up my profile Saberspark, and stick around until the end of this video to learn more. Alright, let's get this going. Number 10. Dexter's Parents from Dexter's Lab. I loved watching this show when I was a kid. Awesome robots, big fights, and hilarious hijinks. It's enough to overshadow everything else, but I noticed Dexter's parents and how great they got along. Yeah, they fit the dumb stereotype and were completely ignorant to their son's massive laboratory. But that did not mean they were a bad couple. On the contrary, they were quite the sweethearts. The episode that really cemented this was Ham Hocks and Arm Locks. Dexter's family is stuck at a truck stop and bump into this massive guy named Earl. He is the arm wrestling champ there and wants to challenge Dexter's dad. His dad says no, and Earl gets angry about it. I mean, really angry. Dexter's dad plays it cool, but then Earl went too far. It's sweet to see Dexter's dad defend the honor of his wife. Again, both of them might be a bit dumb, but they love each other, and that's good enough. Number 9. Mary and Chad from Clarence. Clarence is one of the less popular shows on Cartoon Network. Well, then again, all they really air nowadays is Teen Titans Go, so I guess all of their shows aren't that popular anymore. Beside the point, I enjoy Clarence, and I also enjoy the relationship between Chad and Mary. Mary is Clarence's mom. She is a hard-working mother who runs her own hair salon. Chad is Mary's boyfriend. He's kind of a bum, but he has a good heart and means well. Now, I ask you, how often do we get to see this type of relationship in cartoons? A mother who's divorced and has not remarried. One who, instead, has a boyfriend. That is rare, and I really appreciate it. My parents are divorced, so it's something I can relate to, and it seems more real to me. Despite the unorthodox relationship, you can tell that Mary and Chad really care for one another. Mary goes out of her way to care for her son and for her boyfriend. Chad, who's a bit of a slacker, still loves Mary and tries to better himself to make her happy. Number 8. Arnold's Grandparents from Hey Arnold. It's easy to glorify a young relationship. Disney used to do it all the time, but what about 20 years later? 40 years? 60? Are those people still in love then? Well, for Arnold's Grandparents, the answer is yes. Hey Arnold is another unorthodox show when it comes to parents. For the longest time, the audience had no idea if Arnold's mom and dad were even alive. They addressed this later on, but Arnold's main main caretakers are his grandpa and grandma. Even after being married for many, many years, these two still love each other, and that is a testament to their genuine relationship. But the thing that stands out the most to me is how well they understand one another. Grandma is crazy and goes on wild adventures, and Grandpa, he's completely cool with it.
Going out, Pookie?
Don't wait up.
Alrighty, I'll save you some supper.
That right there is a solid relationship. Number 7, Hank and Peggy from King of the Hill. I feel that I'm going to get some flack for this one, but I don't care. These two are great, and I will tell you why. In most mature cartoons, the husband is the outrageous idiot, and the wife is super sexy and typically angry at her husband. Hank and Peggy aren't like that. They are much more realistic in how they act and behave, and that makes them more relatable. Now, for the record, being a good couple does not make them good people. Peggy, for example, is overbearing and gets under my skin. But Peggy and Hank even each other out. The way they communicate their love is not very passionate, but that's how they interact as a couple. While Disney has their characters dancing in the forest with stars in their eyes, Peggy and Hank are just happy holding hands and grilling a steak on their propane grill. Number 6, Nigel and Mary Ann from the Wild Thornberrys. What's better than having your ultimate dream job? Why, having the ultimate dream job alongside your soulmate. These two were obviously made for one another. That's because they were drawn by animators, but shut up. Nigel and Mary Ann have a deep, burning passion for animals, and they want to show the world all of the wonders of nature. They remind me so much of Steve Irwin and his wife. Now, those two love their job and each other. There's something to be said about a couple who can intertwine their career and their relationship, and we can see that with Nigel and Mary Ann. They love what they do, and they love each other.
I don't want to alarm you, dearest, but I'm afraid I've lost the sight in my eye.
Move your hand, Nigel.
What a woman.
Number 5, Starla and Muscle Man from Regular Show. This was going to be my number 1 choice on the list, but I decided against it. There were other options that made more sense, but I still adore these two. They are loud, they are obnoxious, they are very expressive, but Starla and Muscle Man truly love each other, and it definitely shows. There are episodes where Muscle Man will try to do whatever he can to make his wife happy, even if he has to change himself. But then Starla tells Muscle Man that she loves him for him, and that's all she needs. Again, both of them are kind of gross, but they deeply love one another, and have grown because of it. Number 4, Bob and Linda from Bob's Burgers. When it comes to a couple who are comfortable around each other, Bob and Linda are the clear victor. They are incredibly genuine. From their banter to their reactions, they are the most relatable couple on this list. I have been told that love is like a fire. It burns brightly at first, but eventually turns into a warm, comfortable hearth. It's something you can trust and fall back on. Well, maybe you shouldn't fall into a fireplace, but you get what I'm saying. It's love and security, and Bob and Linda really encompass those aspects of a relationship. They have 3 crazy kids. They struggle to keep their restaurant in business, but they still find the time to go out on dates and genuinely enjoy each other's company.
Happy Valentine's Day. I didn't get you anything.
I didn't get you anything either. You want to go make out?
Yeah.
We grew up thinking that love is Cinderella and her prince, but in reality, it's Bob and Linda, and that's completely all right. Number 3, Rigby and Eileen from Regular Show. Regular Show did a great job showcasing different types of relationships. I already mentioned the passionate couple that is Starla and Muscle Man, but there are 2 others who I appreciate even more. Eileen and Rigby. Throughout regular show, we see Mordecai and the problems he has with his relationships. From Margaret to CJ, he just couldn't get it right. But in the background, we notice Eileen and Rigby and how they start to become a thing. Like, the show made it that way on purpose. We were so tangled up with Mordecai that we did not notice what was going on in the background with Rigby and Eileen. Rigby is a selfish jerk and was the cause of a lot of problems on the show. He flunked out of high school, and we see him as a lazy slacker who hates to work but loves to play video games. But along came Eileen, a hard-working, smart girl who had a lot going for her. Yet, she liked Rigby and gave him a chance. In the later seasons, we see Rigby trying to better himself as a person. He wants to go back to high school and get his diploma. He acts more mature and less selfish. Why? Because he loves Eileen and he wants to be good enough for her. Now, that is a sign of a good relationship, when you want to be a better person for the one you love. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be super hard on yourself and abandon who you are. Eileen even tells Rigby she loves him for him and should be improving himself for himself. But Eileen and Rigby truly complement one another and display a healthy, loving relationship. Number 2. Whatever the heck you want it to be. At this point, I feel that some people watching are starting to get nervous. Will my favorite couple be on this list? He better mention them. To be honest, it's not a big deal. This is just my own stupid personal list. But that's why I'm leaving this spot open. You want your favorite pair on this list? Congrats. It's number 2. Yeah, everybody wins and won't be angry at me, right? Right? Fine, I'll pick something. Number 2 is Mr. Krabs and Money. Okay, number 1. My favorite cartoon couple is Ruby and Sapphire from Steven Universe. I have to give Steven Universe a lot of credit. Good relationships are not easy to write. They typically end up generic or boring. But Steven Universe keeps things interesting. A big aspect of the show is fusion, and how 2 or more characters can merge to create a greater being. A being that is a combination of the healthy, good traits of a person and how they culminate as one, or how they don't mesh and become an abomination. Ruby and Sapphire are at the forefront when it comes to relationships in the show. They are the main example of fusion and what it is about. The show constantly revisits Ruby and Sapphire and their relationship. Not only is fusion between them forbidden, but Ruby was supposed to be a servant beneath Sapphire, a soldier whose only purpose was to protect her. But Sapphire showed Ruby her worth as a person, while Ruby helped Sapphire explore her own emotions and to be more daring when it comes to life. Their love is powerful, and it literally makes them a stronger person. And that is why they are number 1 on my list. Again, I know that many of you may think that my choices were lame, and that many of these characters are bad couples. But if you want to see bad couples, I'll show you bad couples. See you guys in 2 weeks. I like nerdy stuff, which isn't too surprising. It's pretty easy to tell by the content of my channel and the content of my face. So Quid is right up my alley. It's an app for iOS and Android, where you collect and trade 3D pop figures, digital trading cards, and stickers and emojis from your favorite pop culture franchises. From Star Trek to Marvel to Bob's Burgers, there are plenty of fandoms and shows to pick from. Rip open a pack and collect your favorite characters. Can't find the ones you love? Then hook up with other people in the app and trade with them. Also, if you have iMessenger, you can use the emojis and stickers you collect there. Spam your friends at 3 in the morning with random characters. Trust me, they'll love it.
Warp 1, engage!
So check out the link in the description and download the app. Hit up my account Saberspark and start trading with me. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.